Hello, in today's video we're going to have a look at how to create a great headline for your lead magnet. Headlines are important for all your content, but particularly for lead magnets. So stay around because I'll be sharing some tips, some examples, and there's also a free comprehensive guide in the description, linked in the description below this video. I've used LeadCreator to create both the examples and the guide, but you can use any AI tool or lead magnet tool you want. The principles of what you need to do in the headline are exactly the same. But as I say, I use LeadCreator every day to create my lead magnets, and I think it's a great tool. That said, let's kick off by looking at what we need to have in a great headline. Okay, so just take that down. Right, let's start by looking at why headlines are so important. They obviously need to grab attention. You want your audience to stop scrolling and say, whoa, yeah, this is for me. I need to download this. It sets expectations. In your headline, you need to tell them exactly what they're going to get and why it matters. But you also need to entice the readers to take action. It's that link between being curious and clicking to read the rest of your lead magnet. So let's look at some of the elements that we need in a great headline. First of all, you need clarity. You need to keep it simple and easy to understand, but it has to be very clear as to what they're going to read in your lead magnet. Benefits. You need to try and include within your headline at least one benefit they're going to get from reading your lead magnet. How are they going to get value from what you're providing to them? Emotional hooks. You can tap into their emotional feelings. Try and get them excited or curious, or maybe there's a sense of saving money or doing something for free, something like that. Urgency. Obviously using words like now or limited or today is going to give them that sense of urgency so they can get the benefit quickly that you're talking about. And of course it needs to be relevant. It needs to talk to the audience that you're trying to attract. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of examples. I've created just a draft lead magnet here, which is looking at ways to boost your energy. So in this sort of first draft here, we've got a headline saying why energy is key to maintaining focus, your essential FAQ guide. Fairly bland, doesn't really give them any benefits. It's telling them what they're going to see, but it isn't showing them what they're going to benefit. We're not really setting the expectation, and it's not really an exciting headline, so it's not enticing anybody to read. So let's look at a different version of that, and I've put in this one. There are lots of different ways you could do it, but in this particular example, I put 6 tips to perform at your best, because in the conclusion in this lead magnet, that's what we're telling them they'll be able to do. So we're saying basically there are 6 tips that you can use, and then in the subheadline, which we'll look at later, I've clarified that a bit more. So 6 tips to perform at your best is more enticing than why energy is key to maintaining focus, your essential guide. Okay, so let's just go back to our presentation here, and let's look at what you can do with subheadlines. On subheadlines, you can expand on the headline, and that will give them more information about what you're doing. You can be a little bit more specific on what you're going to do, and again a bit more temptation for the reader to take action. So let's just go back to our two examples again, and if we look at the second version, in the subheadline I've got 6 simple lifestyle changes, so it's things they can do easily. Boost your energy. Most of us at some point or another need to have a boost of energy, so that's good. And particularly about achieving more. We all got loads and loads of different tasks that we need to do, and a bit more energy can help you achieve those. And what I've put here in terms of urgency is that they can do that every day. So with the combination of the headline and the sub-headline here, the reader can see that they're going to get 6 tips. It's going to help them to perform the best they can, and it will in the subheadline again it gives them more detail, and it tells them that they can maintain these changes and boost energy and achieve more every day. So let's take a look at another example. In this particular one, again I'm talking about getting more stuff done today, 10 proven tips to get more done today, and learn how to explode productivity without spending a fortune. So again, if we look back at our structure, we've got the clarity there. They know exactly what they've done. We've given them some expectation in the headline, and then we've given some more within the subheadline. And we're also appealing to the emotional links by, they're not going to have to spend a lot of money to do this, but they can become more productive and get more done if they use these 10 proven tips. Okay, let's have a look at some of the key research that's gone on around effective headlines, and it's well researched, and things like 7 ways to boost your focus today perform better because they promise actionable tips, like we did within the 2 examples we looked at. The ideal length for a headline is between sort of 6 and 12 words, long enough to give value but short enough to stay punchy. So it's important to try and get that right. I think I've used sort of about 8 words in the ones that we looked at, but sort of that 6 to 12 is a good way to do it. Using power words like we did in one of them, use proven, easy, free, all words like that will help them, help your click through. But of course, you need to be careful how you use those. You don't want to use, you don't want a headline that's completely power words, because that probably won't explain what you're trying to do. So again, if we look at our headline, we've got 10 proven tips. So we've got some numbers in there. We've got a degree of urgency in there. They're going to learn how to do that without spending a fortune. So we've got some good emotional hooks within that headline. Okay, so let's just have a look at our key elements again. We've talked about why headlines are so important. You need to grab their attention and get your reader to carry on reading. We've looked at the elements of clarity and using emotional hooks and urgency and that sort of thing. It's important to have strong subheadlines which support your headline in order to get your reader to engage and want to look at more. And some of the key research is explaining why numbers and power words and things like that are so important to your headline. And of course, whilst the headline is important, Very important to a lead magnet. Let's just skip back and look at the lead magnet that we've got here, and obviously things like images, having good strong subtitles to break up the content, plenty of white space, using bullet points. You'll see here at the bottom of each section in this particular one, I've put icons at the end, or at the beginning and end of the last statement in each of the sections to make it more it stands out and get them out. I've also got links to other information within there that actually links to another resource that I've got on my website. Here we've got a link to an external website that explains the Eisenhower matrix, otherwise known as the priority matrix. And again, I put the image in there. So lots of different things you can do to make that look enticing. In this particular one, I've put a little bit of humour in there, in the accountability, who, me? So it's just to lighten the thing up a little bit. But there are other things you can do as well in this particular tool. And why I particularly like it is because you've got all the things like the email capture built within it, and we can have different templates here to use to actually look at the hook there. We can put in different we can look at the different you can change the headings here, you can put your privacy statement in, you can amend the button here, so on and so forth, and we can have different triggers. In this particular one, I've got the trigger on mouse scroll. So what that means is, if I just go to the content editor, I'll just make sure it's up to date, and then if we view, as we go, it'll show a little teaser of, but as soon as I begin to scroll, the email capture will come in, so they can't see the remainder of the lead magnet until they've clicked that. So that's just come out of there. So that's the sort of thing you can do. I also like that you can integrate into a whole host of different email autoresponders here. Sorry, I forgot the word for the moment. Autoresponders there. I use Email Octopus quite a bit. It's got some very good functionality in it, and the cost is less than something like Aweber or ActiveCampaign, but most of them are in there. If the one you use isn't in there, you can use Zapier, Pabbly, or in particular Make.com is pretty easy to use, and you can integrate pretty much anything into there. There are lots of other things like the social slider that will, tell you that somebody's recently ordered it. You can make it an expiring URL if you wish so, to add to the urgency, and put a scarcity maker in there. In the settings, you can change the slug so it looks, and use a subdomain of your main domain to make it look more professional. In there, we've got scripts that you can add in if you want to in there for doing, say, Google Analytics, stuff like that. You can have various footing links. I've just got my privacy link in here, but you could have more. You can change the page background color, the page color, and the shadow color, which gives you the different backgrounds here, such as in this one, so it makes it look more professional. And that's why I like LeadCreator and I use LeadCreator so much. But obviously, again, it is an AI driven tool. If you do look at LeadCreator, you still need to check the content just like you do with any other AI tool at the moment. And you know, you can of course use any tool you want to create your lead magnets. But in today's video, I hope I've given you some good insights into creating the headlines that will encourage your visitors to read your lead magnet. If you want to look at that in more detail, as I said earlier, download the free guide, which is in the description below here. And of course, if you did find this video helpful, then I'd be grateful if you'd give it a like, share it with anyone else you might know, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be adding lots more videos and resources to the channel in due course. Okay, thanks for watching today. I'll see you in the next video.